Very good morning, everyone, and we are back with the second innings of this first match of the inaugural edition of the Snow Lion T20 League. That's the target in front. 104 required for Royal North Brothers. So, beg your pardon, for Pakyong XI to win their first encounter. It's not going to be easy. We have seen enough help for the spinners if you can dig it hard with the new ball. It's going to be an exciting match. I've already seen what kind of start two powerful openers can give. That's Tamang, who is going to start the proceedings with the new ball. Again, an important phase here. As they have bowled, they have understood what are the areas they can target. We'll quickly just start off with this innings. Both the openers are ready, umpire is ready. And you can see Bishal Tamang out there on the run up. 103 on the board, 104 being the target, just over par. The kind of start they got in the first innings, we expected it to go around 115, 120, but I think with 10-12 runs short, it can be an even contest. First power play will give us a better example, better idea of how things are. That's Pranesh Shetri, the opening batter at the striker's end. When Royal North Brothers were batting, it was a left-hand, right-hand combination that turned out to be very effective. To join me in the comm box for the first session of the second innings, I've got Babashish. Welcome back.
Thanks a lot, Ritik. Pranesh expecting the ball to just get up ever so slightly. That kept low. That could be another feature in this game, Ritik. If the bounce keeps going low as we progress in the game, in the day, batting is going to get tougher.
It's rightly mentioned. And we have seen that even in the first innings with the change of pace deliveries, how effective they were. Back of lane, played on the back foot, that's going in the gap. Excellent effort by the fielder at deep third man. And he received at least 2 runs. And those will be the first runs on the board as well for Pakyong XI. Has he injured himself?
Yes, parts of this outfield still soft. But 100% marks for the effort there. Looked like a certain boundary. And he's gingerly moving back to the position. In fact, the bowler took a tumble as well. Yeah, clean stop. Really clean stop. And this is where they got the extra run.
In hard length. Played back towards the fielder. I think that's not a bad idea to start with this sort of length with that kind of field set. You have packed the offside. You're tempting the batter to play shots on the rise, and that will always bring you an opportunity of grabbing few early wickets.
Om Saini bowled on this surface as well, so he must know how to go about batting here. A feet going nowhere, just hands and a hint of movement away from the right-hander.
And slightly fuller as well. I don't think so he was expecting that. Probably he was waiting for again a back of lane delivery, and that's why I think there was no footwork on that shot. So nicely mixing up with the lengths here, Bishal. One good thing we have seen is no extras so far. Again, onto the body. Tight line and length offered from Bishal. A much better start. Only 3 runs on the board.
Again, reluctance from Pranesh and Om to just come down the track. Impose yourself on the bowlers. Kids having a lovely time. They're a permanent fixture on this ground. Their hostels towards the square leg boundary. That's in the gap. In fact, a couple of fielders on the offside. Ends up being just a single. Top start from Vishal Tamang. Only 4 runs given away.
First over gone, it's 4 for no loss. And when you're chasing anything that's over 100 in a 10 over game, the pressure will be there. After every over, you'll watch at the required run rate. And with this kind of start, there will be a huge spike in the required run rate. That's Sandeep Chetri, who will be bowling the second over, right arm medium. And looking at the first over, we have seen if you can target the right areas and if you can bowl according to the field set, there's enough help for the fast bowlers, for the bowlers specifically, with the new ball.
And it's up to these two right-handers to make a move. Sandeep Chetri is a bit of a character. Starts his first over from the far end. Gets a lot of movement. Wayward line to begin with, but prodigious outswing. Bowls with some pace as well. Look like a really quick arm action there, Ritik.
And one thing we have seen with this sort of bowling actions as a batter as well, it's sometimes very difficult in the initial phase just to understand where the ball is releasing. Slip in position. And this again will be a wide delivery. As you rightly mentioned, a lot of movement. And I think it will take little time for him as well to adjust according to the conditions and to understand what are the areas he need to target with this sort of movement in the air. But if he can pitch it slightly closer to the body, and from there if he can get this sort of movement, it will be almost unplayable.
Oh yes, movement once again. Om playing the first line of the ball, not the second line. That's why I played inside the line of the ball there. Something outstanding in Sandeep Chetri's action is how he falls away to the offside just before releasing the ball. Now what that does as a batter, it really works against the alignment that you have got. Just because Sandeep Chetri is falling away right at the point of delivery, as a batter you think that's going to come back in. Mid off half a stop, enough to keep that to a dot ball.
Again, even after those two wide deliveries, two back-to-back dots, to somehow compensates those extras. And as a batting unit, you don't want that required run rate to go over 11. And more importantly, we have seen in the power play, it's important to take the advantage of the field setting. Plays it on the offside, this time goes in the gap. But again, bowling according to the field set. That's what we were emphasizing on at the start of the innings as well. If you can bowl according to the field set, you'll always be ahead than your opposition.
What Sandeep can do now, because so far he's been swinging the ball. Now that's the action we are looking at. Now look at his head position just before he delivers the ball. It goes right towards the offside of a batter. Now once you're facing him side on, you're then expecting the ball to come back in from the angle. It doesn't. Outside edge. And will beat the third fielder. Boundary, much needed one for Pakyong.
And I think even on this delivery, Pranesh was expecting the ball to come in, went with that shot, was not very confident. A half-hearted drive, I guess. Let's have a look once more in the replay. He walked down little late, a thick outside edge, and was fine enough to go towards third man for a boundary and a much needed one.
Yes, Ritik, Pranesh is a good player. Plays a lot of cricket. Important that he just uses the start now. Just feeling for the ball. Nothing of a shot. Effort ball from Sandeep.
And with that slip in position as a batter, you're always afraid to play it away from the body. So this is attacking captaincy as well. I think he's himself standing at the slip position. The captain, if I'm not wrong. I think it's Yogin Lepcha who's there in the slip, not the captain. Last ball of the second over. Again misses out. Again misses out. Finishes this over with a dot ball. That's the end of the second. 11 for no loss. After 2 overs, Pakyong 11 are 11 for no loss. Current run rate of 5.5 under 6. So at this moment, you can say Royal North Brothers, they are dominating this encounter. Required run rate has reached to 11.63, and you don't want that to go over 12. Bishal Tamang to continue with his second over. And still slip in position. You can see mid-off, mid-on, inside. Third man goes back. Fine leg is inside. That's high in the air. Mid-off coming under it. And will take the catch. Pressure was building. Om had to go for that shot. And this is the first wicket. Bishal Tamang gets it. 11 for 1 of the Pakyong 11. And this shot came in frustration. They were running behind the required run rate. They had to go for a big shot. Fuller delivery. He thought that he can go over. Mid-off slightly early on the shot. Length was slightly shorter than his expectations. And was trying to go little across as well. In that trigger movement, went towards the offside to cover the line of the ball. But again, great catch taken by the fielder at mid-off. Om Saini walks back after scoring only 2 of 8 deliveries. They are 11 for 1. Pakyong 11. So the captain has walked in at number 3, Bhaskar Bharadwaj, right-hand batter. Was very impressive with the ball, went for some runs, but was again very aggressive in terms of his options in the bowling. He went with the fuller deliveries, got an important wicket of Jaskirat. And that change in the voices as well. Abhashish takes a breather, and it's Harshit who is joining us back. Welcome back, Harshit.
Thank you so much, Ritik. A game that is thoroughly dominated by the Royal North Brothers at this stage. Bishal Tamang bowling consecutive overs has looked pretty good so far. 1 for 4 into his second over. Has started his over picking up a wicket and has been in full swing. And he has got the ball in his stance today. The required run rate is climbing a mountain. 11.87 now. Back of the length, just trying to go for a quick single. Chance to the non-strikers end. A direct hit would have been curtains. Needed a far better throw. The fielder had all the time in the world, but he was a bit reluctant to go and aim the stumps at the right time.
Decent amount of breeze as well to assist the fast bowler, especially from this end. A very risky single taken on the previous delivery. Little bit of movement towards the offside, played on the back foot towards the fielder again. There was backup available, so no extra runs. And one good thing we have seen so far in the bowling lineup here, they have stuck with a specific plan and they have got results. Especially if we talk about Bishal, he's mixed up his lengths nicely, has always been one step ahead of the batters.
Yes, that's the reason why he has been really effective in the conditions. 1 for 6 talks volumes about his quality. Again, nicely bowled. Just late moment. Excellent seam presentation there by the fast bowler. The required run rate is definitely turning out to be a bit of an issue. It's almost touching 13 now. And the captain has to produce some extraordinary efforts here.
It's very important, these two deliveries. Comes down. Beautiful shot played over mid-off. And I think that has gone all the way for 6. Probably one of the best you'll see. And suddenly they have taken on Bishal Tamang. Not a bad delivery. Advanced at the right moment. And perfect timing on that shot. All the way for 6 runs.
Yes, that is some shot there from the batter Bhaskar. In fact, the first batter to use his feet. We're having a discussion about that earlier in the commentary box along with Wabashish. And that's a beautiful hit. Again, goes with a full plate of the bat. Yes, it is a dickish outside edge, but the intent was massive. Gets the boundary, and what a way to end the over. Expensive one. Courtesy of this man, the captain Bhaskar.
And again trying to play the similar shot. This was needed. He has to take his chances. Pranesh again advancing down the track. Gets a thick outside edge. Goes over the third man. And this was the maximum on the fifth delivery. And then on the last ball, outside edge over the slip for 4 runs. So 10 runs on the last 2 deliveries. After 3, in a much better position are the 11s. 23 for 1. So that's the comparison, that's the scoreline difference between both the teams. Royal North Brothers, they were 31 for no loss. On the opposite side, you can see Pakyong 11, they are 23 for 1. 7 runs, 8 runs shot, plus a wicket is well in their tally.
Hero with the bat early on. Jasveer Sherawat, 48 of 22 deliveries, has now decided to come and roll his arm. Left arm spinner, proper left arm spinner, and this is going to be an interesting battle between these two. They are already at the top of their game. 23 only on the scorecard after 3 overs. Need a lot of runs. Pranesh and Bhaskar. Not going to be easy against this man. He's definitely had a look at how the conditions are. He's had a wonderful outing with the bat early on. And we are done with the power play. Just 23 on the scorecard. The field restrictions are over. There is a fielder at deep extra covers. One at long off, long on. Deep mid wicket. And there is a fielder pushed to backward square leg, reach it. So these are the 5 fielders outside the circle. No slip in place. So I guess he's trying to bowl a defensive line, just trying to restrict the run flow. And
there's no one at the fine leg region as well. Not even short fine leg. Tosses the ball up, bowls it little wider, comes down the track and goes straight towards fielder, plays in the mid-off region. So far he has had a good day, Jasveer. And we have seen most of the times in cricket, once a player has performed in one department, he turns out to be equally effective in the other. Could this be the case here with Jasveer Sherawat? Only time will tell.
yes, that actually helps to build a lot of confidence in the back of your mind once you have done really good. Actually gives you the freedom to go and execute things in a far better way. And has been a good start there by Jasveer, confident enough to toss it up. And he's taking his time to set the field. It's a different field set here for Bhaskar. Has had a very good start. 11 of 4 already.
Again goes with the fuller delivery. Didn't got the elevation there. Played it straight towards that fielder, and just before the start of this over, we were seeing Jasveer deliberately wanted to bowl from this side. And especially when you're playing at this altitude, how important it turns out to be choosing the right end as a bowler, Harshit.
Yes, it plays a major part. And that's a beautiful delivery. Even the previous delivery where he bowled a touch fuller, there was an opportunity which was not, I believe. Even that fuller delivery was not an easy one to hit away because of the kind of release that he has got. It's just using that angle that is not easy to simply hit away. Good start to the over.
Goes down the ground and goes straight as a whistle, straight towards the side screen. A confident shot by Bhaskar. He gets a boundary. And I think they'll be focusing on getting at least close to that required run rate now. Slightly fuller, down the ground for 4.
Yes, was a touch fuller. And he has played that with a lot of authority there. Just 2 bounces over the ropes. Bhaskar, the captain, striking at over 250 here. And looking pretty aggressive. He needs ample amount of support from the other end. But has been a good start. Let's see where the over takes us. Oh, that's inside out. That's a shot and a half. That's gone all the way for a maximum. That's some shot. He is so strong on that region and has once again found the gap beautifully. Another maximum.
It's probably with the Spain we have seen some good shots played towards that region. And this will definitely go in that list. Confident shot again. Transferring the weight properly. And easily clearing that area. So 13 runs in the 5 deliveries we have seen. And the current run rate is getting close to 10.
I guess slightly he should be trying to bowl into the surface rather than trying to turn the ball. Yes, just like that. That is a much better option there, but misfield will ultimately reward them with 2 runs. The wicketkeeper and the bowler is not happy with that effort. So an expensive over from Jashvi Sarawat. 15 runs coming off at 4 done. And it's 38 for 1.
So that is the equation now. 66 required for Pakyong 11 in 6 overs. Current run rate 9.5, required 11. So on the verge of a comeback, you'll say Pakyong 11. Last 2 overs have been pretty good for them. And especially the way Bhaskar has played 24 of 8, strike rate of 300. What Jasveer did for Royal North Brothers, I think we are expecting that from Bhaskar now. Looking at his shot selection, the way he has timed the ball, the way he has attacked the bowlers. Talking about bowling, there's a change. Kishan Karki is the new bowler coming in to bowl the 5th over. Right arm medium.
Yes, the last 2 overs has been really good. Courtesy of that man at the non-striker end. Oh, that's a wide. Will be extras. And will be a lot in the form of extras. 5 wides. That's a gift. That is an absolute gift for the batting side.
Now with this welcome runs, you can say equations are equally balanced. Even if you compare their score line, during this phase it was around this mark only. 43 for 1 in 4 overs. Suddenly you can see a spike in the current run rate, and this is for the first time in this innings we are seeing current run rate over the required run rate. That can make a big difference, especially in the shorter format 10 overs game. 1 wide delivery that has gone towards the boundary. That's the kind of impact it can make. Outside, deliberately played, deft touch, past the fielder, inside the ring, 4 runs. So technically they have got 9 runs of the first delivery, 47 on the board.
That is clever batting. Just using the pace of the delivery. Have a look at that. A deft touches. Gliding it away with 3rd man inside the circle. That is a very good option. Gets 9 deliveries ultimately off the first ball. So that is a big start to the over. 5 deliveries left. And we could be looking at a massive one here. 47 on the card. Run rate of 11.28. Pranesh also joins the party. Change of pace. Full face of the bat. And it goes past the fielder. That's not the best effort. And the other fielder is not happy with it. Definitely not. That's another boundary.
And the scorecard keeps ticking. You can see 3 4s written in the scoreline. In this one coming in because of the misfield. There were 2 fielders available, missed by both of them. And definitely you can sense shift in momentum in this over. First, I think the backup fielder was expecting the ball to be stopped by the fielder who was ahead of him. And as soon as he realized that the fielder has missed it, he was too late to react. Played it softly towards mid-off and will get a single. 14 runs of the first 3 deliveries.
A very big start. 14 of the first 3. And that also gives an extra cushion to Bhaskar. Now he's not only the batter who is going all guns blazing at the driving seat. Granish also shifting his gears at the right time. And now the momentum is strictly in favor of Pakyong 11. 52 on the scoreboard now. Another change of pace. And that's nicely executed there. You can see the frustration from the bowler because he's already conceded 14. And you are talking about the kind of impact a 5 wides can make, and that has actually made quite a big one.
As a fast bowler or as a bowler, whether you're a fast bowler or a spin bowler, once you have started your spell with a wide delivery, you're just searching for the confidence after that. Pick up shot on the onside. That's aerial. And with the angle that has gone all the way for 6 runs. And this over continues to be expensive. 20 runs already of the 5 deliveries. Current run rate has gone to 12. 58 on the board. And now this is looking like a cakewalk for Pakyong 11.
See how fast things have changed here. Before 2 overs, it was looking pretty difficult. And these 2 have made complete shift in momentum. And that was a bit of a helicopter there from the bat of Bhaskar. He moves on to 30 within no time, striking at 300. He's enjoying his outing. Earlier picked up the important wicket of Jaswir. And now he is batting like possessed. Here comes the last ball of 5th. Nicely played. That's been struck hard, trying to come back for 2. Stands at the striker's end, but the throw needed to be towards the wicket keeper. So that's a single. An expensive over, 21 runs coming off it. 5 done. And Pakyong 11 are at the driver's seat, 59 for 1.
So we looked at the comparison after 2 overs. At that time, Pakyong 11, they were running behind. Now you can see they are much ahead of the opposition of Royal North Brothers. 59 for 1, a required run rate of 9. They have 9 wickets in hand, 5 overs to go, and especially the kind of form Bhaskar is in. Definitely you can say Pakyong 11, they are the favourites. That's Robin Limbo. Left arm wrist spin.
So this is going to be interesting. A Robin Limbo, left arm wrist spinner, coming to bowl the over number 6. So let's see, will he be able to break this partnership? A wicket at this time might just give some slight hope Or is it too late, Ritik?
I think you never know in 10 overs cricket. Suddenly you can see make or break over. Could be for both the teams. Half tracker. There is a long on fielder. I think Bhaskar will be thinking that he could have gone little more squarer. But he's bowling slightly quicker off the surface. Will that be effective? I'm not sure.
He got away with the first delivery. Oh, he's bowling more like a medium pacer there, coming around the wicket. And that's excellent running between the wickets. They've just stolen 2 runs out of nowhere.
You can sense frustration on the face of the bowler, and especially after that previous over, you can just sense the morale. You can just sense that the shoulders are down of Royal North Brothers. Feeling has costed them some runs, even in the previous over, the boundary. Slightly fuller. Changes the pace as well. That's much better. And Pranesh just defends it straight back to the fielder. 42 of 27.
Yes, here Ritik, they need to get a wicket. They need to get 2 wickets of these well set batters to have at least something to go further forward with the match. Into the surface, banged hard. Once again, more like a medium pacer. Has been effective. This over has just produced 4 runs so far. So not bad from this man.
There's only 2 deliveries left. It gets very interesting because Bhaskar can slightly predict now what he's going to do. Goes on the onside, one-handed shot. Missed out in terms of timing, straight into the hands of the fielder there. We were talking about this could be the make or break over. With this wicket coming in, a comeback for Royal North Brothers. Most important wicket they have got of the skipper, Bhaskar.
Yes, that's a priceless one. Once again, it was slightly tossed up and into the surface. So he was not expecting the ball to be that slower, I believe. Missed out on the timing and the fielder was rightly placed. This is an important wicket. We're seeing some late twist in the tail here. Bhaskar Bharadwaj, the captain, after playing a blistering knock, goes back to the dugout. 32 of just 13 deliveries.
$63 for 2. Captain has just walked back to the pavilion. Next 12 deliveries are going to be very important for Royal North Brothers. If they can handle the pressure, if they can control the run flow in the next 2 overs, the situation will be evenly balanced. It's Yugdeep Saini who has walked in. Left-hander comes in for the first time from Pakyong XI. And so far, Robin Limbo, whatever sort of deliveries he has bowled, he has been effective. Only 4 runs and a wicket. Some changes in the field setting. So they have removed the third man fielder. This fielder at long on, one fielder comes inside the ring. Now he's moving to short fine leg region. The different player who is placed almost at a catching position. Now he goes back. So short third, short fine leg. Long on, long off. A deep sweeper cover. And a mid-wicket fielder as well. And a deep square leg. So that's the field setting. Last ball of the 6th over. Drags it shot again. Goes on the onside. Fielder is available and will just be a single. Only 5 runs and a wicket after 6. It's 64 for 2.
Kishan Karki comes back into the attack. His last over was really expensive, but then there was the captain of the opposition, and now he's back in the dugout basket. This is a good time for him to try and get a few more wickets, bring the team right back in this game. 40 of 24, still could go either way. Yukdeep, the left hand, has just faced one delivery, and Pranesh batting on 22 from 40. So which way the game is going? Still 40 needed. 64 for 2 now. This has been a game where we have witnessed the pendulum swinging on both the sides. Earlier, towards initial overs, it was the bowling team that has dominated thoroughly. But ever since Bhaskar came in, he has taken the game completely away. And that wicket has pulled the things back at the right time. Once again trying to play that towards the cover region. Not being able to pick the gap, just a dot ball. A good start to the over.
It's good to see that captain has still trusted him after that expensive over, and I think he has slightly shortened his run-up as well. Very important next 2 overs. Pick up shot towards the fine leg region. There is a fielder. Will just be a singles. Oh, they're coming back for the second. And they will easily complete that second run. Probably not the best throw from the fielder. Had he been slightly quicker, things could have been different.
It's not the first time we have seen that happen in this innings. They're stealing those 1s and 2s out of those fielders, and that could be a bit of a difficulty and something difficult to digest for Royal North Brothers. Nicely played. They've done the first one hard, trying to come back for 2. Once again, that's wonderful running between the wickets. Excellent work.
An excellent understanding between both the players to trust, to go for the second as well. Just as soon as he played that shot, both the batters knew there's a scope of going for the second run, and they were very clear to go with that option. They were not hesitant. And I think as a batting unit, when you are stealing runs, you're always putting the opposition in a very different and difficult position. Fuller one, and not properly timed, you'd say, along the ground towards long on. A single taken. I think just outside the range of Pranesh. Had it been slightly fuller, he would have thought of going over that fielder. 35 or 20. Now the onus is on Pranesh as well, because he's the set batter. At least a boundary in this over. So far we have seen good running between the wicket, but still at least a boundary to ensure that required run it is not going out of the range.
Yes, indeed. Plays it soft hands straight to the field. Just a single there. So as you were talking about the need of getting a boundary, and for that they only have one delivery left. The required run rate is climbing up. It is just about 11 now. Whether Yugdeep can produce a boundary, let's wait. Here comes the final ball of over number 7. Fuller in length, change of pace, has hit that ball hard. Will it go all the way? Yes, it does. A desperate dive from the fielder, but not stopping the boundary. That's a timely one from Yugdeep and ends the over on a good note. It's 74 for 2 after 7 overs.
As evenly poised, you'll say, this encounter between both the teams, full marks on the effort, but still 4 runs will be added into the scoreline of Pakyong 11. They are 74 for 2 after 7. So that's the upcoming fixture. I-Rise CC are going to take on Black Eagles. It's going to be the second match of this tournament, Snowline T20 League. So we'll be coming live for that at 12:30 p.m. sharp. Last 3 overs of this match. Game evenly poised. I think it's Robin who is coming back for his second over. Very interesting. Required run rate of 10, current 10.5. Gave away only 5 runs. Was very clever in terms of his options that he went ahead with. 30 of 18.
He has used the conditions really well, bowled onto the surface. That has been effective right throughout from the first innings itself. And the way how he dismissed Bhaskar talks a lot about his quality. Again, bowls it into the surface, a quicker delivery. They've done the first one really hard. Once again, this is brilliant running, excellent running. Nothing wrong with what the fielder has done, but the running between the wicket has been terrific.
Yes, I think now they've changed the fielder there. Some other player is replacing him in that region, but I think on that occasion it was not the fielding, it was the placement of the shot that gave them enough time to go for that double. But I think doubles are equally effective here. Required run rate under 10 now. So doubles will do the job. Comes down the track, goes towards long on. Has he got the distance? No, he hasn't. One bounce towards the fielder. But I think that's an advantage as a team that is chasing. You can control the tempo of the game. One big over and suddenly you are way ahead in the run chase. And still I'll say, with the required run rate under 11, the game is tilted more towards Pakyong 11 than Royal North Brothers.
Yes, but ultimately this over will make an impact. If he can produce another 5 or 6 run over, then pressure slightly will be higher on Pakyong 11, I believe. Yes, Pranesh and Yugdeep have got a wonderful understanding running between the wickets and they've played really well so far. But if this over, if he can replicate what he has done in his first, things will be good. Nicely played, just opening the face of the bat. There is a protection at the deep. So just a single. So far so good from this man. Once again, brilliant bowling. Hasn't conceded any boundary so far in this innings.
He's been very disciplined with the line length he has offered. Has made things difficult for the batters. Comes down the track, goes little straight. Can long on stop it? Yes. And they've taken only a single. They could have gone for the second run as well. Pranesh 27 of 18. And I think he's been slightly defensive the way he has batted in the last 2 overs. As a player, sometimes you want to take the game deep. You don't want to lose the wicket. That could be the mindset here. Anyway, still not a huge difference. 25 or 14. Still, you will back the team who is chasing. 2 balls left in this over. Again, sticking to that hard length. Tight bowling, but this time goes in the gap. Excellent timing and placement on that shot. Bisected both the fielders on the onside. Probably a very important boundary in this franchise, you'll say.
Yes, placement is wonderful. Nothing wrong with the delivery once again. It was a placement just bisecting those two fielders. There was protection there. Deep mid wicket and long on, but in between those two, he has found the gap beautifully. A much needed boundary this. Again into the surface, banks it hard. Will keep the strike with that single. So good way to end the over. Runs keep on coming. It's 20 needed of the last 2. And after 8, it's 84 for 2. Well, that's the bowling scorecard. Robin Limbo has been the pick of the lot. 2 overs, 15 for 1. Sandeep Chetri has also bowled brilliantly. Just 7 runs given away. Bishal Thamang picked up a wicket. Just gave 16 of his 2. But Jasveer Sherawat and Kishan Kirki, they were expensive.
It will be very interesting to see who is going to bowl this over. Whether it's going to be Jasveer or it's going to be Sandeep Chetri. A very important decision to be made. So they've gone with Sandeep Chetri, I guess, who is going to bowl the penultimate over. Probably will be the most important over of this game, of this innings. If he can control runs, then it will be easier for Jasveer. But as a left-hander out there, I think that was the decision, that was the reason why he was sent, Yugdeep. So in case if Jasveer is bowling the last over, he will be looking to take on. So 20 runs required. This will definitely be a nail-biting finisher, because Sandeep Chetri was exceptional in that first over. Got enough movement, even after bowling 2 wides, gave away only 7 runs. It's not going to be easy. Pranesh is the set batter, but he hasn't taken those many risks in the last 2 overs. Yugdeep has been the aggressor, 16 of 9. First ball of the penultimate. Sticks with that outside off length, comes down the track. Excellent shot there on the offside. Started off this over with a boundary, and probably that's the right way to deal here. You don't want to take it till the last over. And I think it was slightly predictive as well. Yugdeep comes down the track inside out, bisects again both the fielders. 4-4 and 16 of 11. Confidence and momentum towards Pakyong 11. What's the next delivery going to be? Fine leg is inside. Pulls on to the target. They're calling for the second one as well. 2 runs taken. On paper, this might look small. Yugdeep 22 of 11. But this is equally effective of what Bhaskar did. Batting under pressure, it's not easy. Especially when there's something to offer on the surface as well. Expected a slow delivery. Hits the length. Was probably a change of pace. But this length will be slightly more effective. 14 of 9. Still chance for both the teams.
त्यो त अब जे हो
Keeper standing up close. So as a bowling unit, they have been little proactive now in the last few overs. Goes for the reverse shot, misses out. Two back-to-back dot deliveries. There has to be some sort of conversation as well. Pranesh and Yugdeep. What's the game plan? What are we looking at? 14 of 8. I don't think so. They want more than 10 runs in the last over. I think the most important thing to not lose a wicket here. If a new batter walks in, it will be even more difficult for him. And the pressure will be on the other batter as well to score the majority of runs. But after these two dot deliveries, I think there will be confidence with Chetri as well to stick to that similar region. Important delivery. Goes towards the offside. Again calling for the second run, but this time will only be a single. 13 of 7. If they get a boundary, it will be easier for Pakyong XI. If they don't, probably you'll say evenly balanced, or you can say even the momentum slightly shifting towards Royal North Brothers. But with a spinner bowling in, you want to have some extra runs under your tally. And Pranesh is the set batter. Is he going to take a chance? Fine leg is inside. Will he go behind the wicket? You can see extra covers. Long off, long on. Square leg. Third man is coming in, so definitely there's one more fielder at mid-wicket that's going back. Outside off, there is a fielder. And will just be a single there. Coming back for the second run. Could be a chance of a run out. And it is a run out. It looks as if in the replay he has gone upstairs for the first time today in this match. And we'll be waiting for the decision. In that real time, looked out. And it was Yugdeep who was running towards the danger end. So looking at this frame, you can see that's what we were mentioning. In that real time, looked really close. And that's out. And more importantly, wicket of Yugdeep was batting exceptionally well. So pressure was there. They've gone for the second. And they've lost a very important wicket. Going back for the second run. They've lost Yugdeep, who was batting on 23 of 14, so that's the end of the 9th over as well. 92 for 3, it's going to be 12 runs required in the last over. Don't go away, it's a nail-biting encounter we are witnessing here. So that run out has turned out to be a double jackpot for Royal North Brothers. First of all, Yugdeep was a set batter. He was a left-hander. If Jasveer bowls this over, I think he'll be having an advantage now with, first of all, a new batter out there. Will more importantly be on strike. And Pranesh on the other side is a right-hander. Don't a lot of focus on the matchups, but still as a left-hand bowler, you'll fancy yourself when you are bowling against a right-hand batter. Jasveer is ready on the mark. He hasn't bowled from this end. Or has he? Yes, he has. The previous over and the only over he bowled was from this end.
Yes, was hit for a fantastic shot over long off by Pranesh. But as you mentioned, he's at the non-striker's end. I think Ritik, you know this really well. New batter at this point of time, the key is not to play dot balls. Once he plays dot balls there, he puts more pressure on Pranesh and anybody who walks in after him, which is why fielders inside the circle tighten up a bit.
And looking at the field set, it's very important to see what is the option he's going ahead with. First ball of the last over. And they will take a single, went straight toward the fielder. Had he taken it little more quicker, could have been a close call there.
Yeah, nobody behind that fielder as well. Had it passed that ring of fielders, that was 4. Pakyong believe now with Pranesh on strike.
Comes down the track. And that's again towards that similar fielder there. Pressure on everyone out there, especially on Pakyong 11 players.
Yeah.
2 singles.
Yeah, regulation fielding that, Ritik. Should have been a dot ball. Brings Roshan back on strike. Jasveer might just take all the pace of the ball now. Hit flat. Down to the deep fielder. Should just be one good throw. Good return throw there.
3 singles. Now you can see the pendulum has shifted towards Royal North Brothers. And all comes down to who can handle the pressure.
Just get a feeling Pranesh now decides it's his game. Take a couple of balls, stay there, get boundaries.
Misses out again. Sticks to that hard length. Surprisingly, I thought he's going to advance down the track. But he stays out there in the crease. And now it's looking very difficult. 2 deliveries only left.
This one needs to be a boundary for them to stay in the contest. Pranesh comes down the track, should just be 1. Long off does really well. And the man who did so well with the bat missed out on a half century. Ritik, with this over, he's ensured this is going to be Royal North's first win on the board.
And what a turnaround it has been. 1 legal delivery away from the first victory. He stops in the middle. Just looking at the field set.
Doesn't want to bowl a no ball in any circumstance.
This last ball of this game. Comes down the track. That's in the air. There's a fielder. He'll complete the catch. So complete circle for Jasveer. Gets a wicket. Bowls a phenomenal last over. And wins the game for his team. What a turnaround it has been for Pakyong 11. They were looking the favourites, steal the penultimate over. But in the last over, 12 runs required. They have lost it by 8 runs, beg your pardon. And don't forget, the penultimate over that was bowled by Chetri. He bowled really well as well. Gave 3 runs extra to Jasveer to tackle. And especially that run out on the last ball made things slightly more easier for Royal North Brothers. And in the end, they have won by 7 runs. First game, first victory for Royal North Brothers. And definitely you'll say it was Jasveer who has performed exceptionally well in both the departments, especially with the bat. The difference that was created in the runs was because of his innings of 48. And that's the batting card. 30 of 22 for Pranesh. I think it was little too late to react in the last over. Om Saini 2 runs. 32 from Bhaskar was probably one of the most important innings. In the second innings, Yukdeep Saini equally played well. 23 of 14. Only 7 extras. There were few runs given in the form of misfields. But in the end, Royal North Brothers, they were over the line. Bishal Tamang got a wicket. Sandeep Chetri bowled exceptionally well. Economical figure 7.5. Same was the case for Robin Limbo. And Jasveer Sherawat with that last over. Exceptional.
Hello.
96 for 4 is what the equation has been for Royal North Brothers. And in the end, looking at the match summary, it was Brothers who have won this game by 7 runs. A hard-fought contest. And what a way to start this tournament. And that's the upcoming fixture. Irises CC are going to take on Sikkim Police Black Eagles. We'll be coming live for that. For the timing, we'll take a breather. And we'll be back with the post-match presentation of this match.
Hello, hello. terrific start here in Sikkim for the Sika Snowline T20 League 2025 powered by Fancode. We really thank everybody to be here and make this a massive success. To begin with, the conditions were tricky. Outstanding effort from the ground staff to get it ready, have a 10 over a side game, and it was phenomenal performance by both the teams to take it till the last over, that is. We really thank the sponsors, powered by Fancode, official streaming platform Fancode, associate sponsors, Dafa News, commercial partners, TCM. This first game, that has gone Royal North's way. They have defeated Pakyong XI now by 7 runs, so well done to them. To give away the Player of the Match award, we've got few dignitaries alongside with us. Giving away the Player of the Match award will be Mr. Sanjeet Kharel, the Honourable MLA of Namangthang Ratepani constituency. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Just taking you through the performances. I thought Abhishek and Roshan bowled really well in that first innings. Then it was Jashveer who batted magnificently for his 48. Contributions from Bhaskar, from Pranesh, Yugdeep to make sure that the run chase got really close. But for those 48 runs and bowling a fantastic last over, Player of the Match goes to Jasveer Sherawat. Jasveer, if you can please come and collect the award from Sanjeet sir and the rest of the dignitaries here. Very well played, Jasveer. I thought the innings inside the power play, how he took on the bowlers, that was fantastic. And then really held his nerves. Jasveer, just a quick word. ज़्यादा सवाल नहीं करूंगा, बहुत गर्मी है जसवीर. लास्ट ओवर गेंदबाजी जब कर रहे थे, मुश्किल था. 2 सेट बैटर वहां पर, 1 सेट बैटर ज़रूर थे.
जब मैं लास्ट ओवर डालने के लिए आया तो एक अच्छी चीज़ हुई, वो लास्ट ओवर की लास्ट बॉल पे हो गई थी. लेफ्ट बैट्समैन था और सचिन ने बहुत अच्छा ओवर डाला, जिससे लास्ट बॉल पे वो रन आउट भी हो गया. और मेरे लिए बहुत इजी हो गया लास्ट ओवर डालना, क्योंकि एक नया बैट्समैन था और दूसरा सेट भी था, बट इट्स राइटिंग. तो मेरे लिए काफ़ी आसान हो गया था सेव करना. तो मैंने थोड़ा दिमाग लगा के बॉल डाला कि कट बॉल डालता रहूं. कवर्स मैंने पीछे लिया और उसी से हम यहाँ अभी मैच जीत.
Well done, Jasveer. Best of luck for the rest of it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
That's it from the presentation arena. And then we are done with the first game. Second one is going to be a cracker. That's going to be a full 20 over a side contest. I Rise CC take on Black Eagles. See you in a bit on Fancode.